It's an excerpt from a book called Discoverer of the Unseen World, a biography of Antony van Leeuwenhoek. So this is the pronunciation, helps see how it's pronounced, Leeuwenhoek, a Dutch word. In the passage, Payne explains how Leeuwenhoek became the first scientist to see single-cell organisms. The new contrivance Leeuwenhoek once test was a tiny, clear tube of glass that would allow him to examine a drop of water underneath the lens of his microscope. All right, let me make this a little. So the place that he goes to is a lake. The lake is in Holland. I think that it would be pronounced Berkelzemeer. I think it would be 3 syllables, Berkelze, right here, Berkelzemeer. Okay, so Alex, could you read this first paragraph? And we're going to be outlining the passage.
In considering,
can you read from it?
In considering various ways to test the new contrivance, he thought of the appearance of the freshwater in Berkeley
I think it's Berkelze. I think it's Berkelze.
Berkelzemeer, the inland lake located about 2 hours from Delft. Its water was always clear in winter, but during the summer it lost this clearness and became whitish in color with little green clouds floating through it. The country people believed that the change in the water's appearance was caused by the dews that occurred at that time. For this reason, they called it honeydew.
Yeah. So you know what dew is, right? Do you know what dew is?
Yeah.
You live in the city. Do you experience dew? City.
I've never been outside on grass in the morning, I think, so I don't actually know.
But you know what it would be if you, because you all live in pretty urban areas, right?
Yeah. What?
So you might not experience dew, but it's wetness that's on the ground in the mornings. So they thought that this dew affected the water in the lake. But I don't know where they came to that conclusion. So Alex, tell me what that paragraph is basically about.
It's like about the river, the lake in Berkelzemeer, and it's talking about like the water cleanness during the winter and the summer.
Yeah, okay, good. All right, Katie, why don't you read this next paragraph?
This was a hearsay. Hearsay?
This word right here is hearsay. Hearsay means like a rumor, okay?
This was hearsay.
Do you understand rumor? Leeuwenhoek.
Yeah. Leeuwenhoek reasoned. He would have to see it for himself. Accepting a belief as in fact, without being curious enough to test it, was just the kind of thing that had been going on for centuries. It was a chance for him, one of the most curious amateurs of science, to satisfy his curiosity about the nature of the inland lake. In so doing, he might also make a contribution to science, and it would give him an opportunity to test the quality of his newly made microscope and the clearness of his glass pipettes.
Okay, good. So what's that paragraph about, Katie?
So he's basically saying like how he wants to go test out and trying his like new microscope.
Right. Yeah, and what precipitates his desire to test this? Why does he want to do it? Why does he want to?
Because he thinks it's like a rumor, it's not true.
Yeah. He's suspecting that they're believing something that's not true. Good job. Yeah. So move this down. Alex, go ahead. So he journeyed.
So he journeyed to Berkelsmeer to the southeast of Delft. Here he scooped up a generous sample of the marshy water and put it into a container. It was too late to examine the water when he returned home that night. So he put the container in the office laboratory where he did all of his work and study.
Yeah, keep going.
The following night he assembled his simple equipment and prepared to observe the Berkelsmeer water by the light of a single candle. First, he sucked a drop of water into a little glass pipette, which he had glued onto the rod of his newest microscope. In reality, the instrument was a simple magnifying glass, and this is what he always called it. It consisted of two matched oblong sheets of metal, which encased a tiny biconvex or football-shaped lens. The whole thing was smaller than a small oblong football ticket.
Oblong.
Oh,
Oblong. Do you know what oblong is?
no.
If you take a circle and you flatten it, that's oblong. It's the shape. So an oblong shape is sort of like this squashed circle. It's describing the shape of his little magnifying glass that was his microscope, a simple microscope.